everybody. So glad to have you guys on. So glad
Thank
to have
you for
you on.
having us.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you for having us.
I am so happy to do it. I told Kamille that I would support her in any way that I could. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing, for joining this movement of healing. Thank you so much. And Mill just say all type of great things about you. And it's a pleasure to meet you. But I just want to say thank you on behalf of all the Out of Sight authors. We appreciate you sharing.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said earlier in the live, it doesn't make any sense to have a platform or a organization if you're not doing great things. So I really wanted to pour in to this community and into the efforts that you guys are doing, because I know what it's like. I'm an author myself. So I know what it's like to try to do something that would contribute to the community, but not have the resources to get the community to know that you did something. Right. So yeah, that part. Not only that, putting a book together, oh Lord, that's like having triplets. That's a lot of work.
Baby. That's a lot of work. What is that? No pain, no gain. Betty Wright said it. I'm just telling you. I ain't never had no babies, but baby, it took about it was 10 of us, 10 mamas to deliver this baby.
What you talking about? Girl, I know the struggle. I do.
And I tell people I went in this thing blind. I had the vision. I had no idea of what it all took to be an author and to be the visionary. And so, but when I tell you God has really showed up on behalf of the right to heal and is really working in all our lives, I'm full right now because, every time I think about it, I'm just like, we continue to make new connections, relationships, and people are willing to work with us, and they say, Jeanetta, do you have a manager? And I go, no, we doing this thing blind, baby, and I'm just like, I just thank God for the love and support from so many people all over the world. And this book, I always said this from the beginning, it's bigger than us. And I believe the vision. Oh,
yes. When you do something from the heart, something from a space that that is just between you and your higher power, it will eat you up until you get it done. And so I get that. I totally get that. And that's why, the moment I heard that you guys wrote a book, I said, I'm on it. And I will post it and talk about it and do anything that I can to help you guys get the word out. It's just beautiful. And in a world that we're living in today, we need people who have positive energy and is pouring into the community. And you guys are doing it and doing it so eloquently and honestly and authentically through this book. So let's talk about it a little bit. So Jeanetta, did you come up with the concept and grab some people to say, hey, tell your story? Or how did you go about getting this book done?
Well, God just put it in my spirit. During the pandemic, we was all trapped in the house, and I am a spoken word artist. So I've been writing my way to a place of healing like all my life. But now I write on purpose for purpose. So during the pandemic, I was having some rough times. I lost some loved ones close to me during the pandemic as well. So I began to write. And it's just, that's how I go. He gives me these visions. And so I start zooming in everywhere, hosting seminars entitled The Right to Heal. And that's WRITE. So I thought that I was fulfilling my purpose, that, okay, during this pandemic, I'm going into different Zooms, reciting, and also encouraging other people to use the tool of writing for healing. So that was my thing. And then it was like, no, it's bigger than that. And then during the pandemic, I began to connect with other blind women, not just blind women of color, Black women. And I met Kamille, I met Miss Cheryl, Daria, like many of these women, I only met virtually, but it was divine connections. And I began to just, say, hey, I'm going to write a book. It's going to be an anthology. And it's going to be 10 blind out of sight women, and I began to just call and be like, hey, I want you part of this anthology. And I gave them the vision and they believed it. And that's how we was able to birth our book, The Right to Heal. And it's not about the sight loss, but the vision gain. And I want people to know that, because a lot of times society look at the blind like, oh, the poor little blind. That's not what this book about. This book is about the vision, the visionaries. And if you ever been blinded in life, this is the book for you.
Powerful. What? Girl, you're powerful. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the world needs. And I'm so glad that you answered the call. Not everybody will answer the call because they'll talk themselves out of it. And just like you said, this is your first book, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't know anything about publishing.
Did not.
Just in your spirit to get it done. And guess what? You got it done because I'm holding it in my hand. So it has come from the ethers into your mind, into your heart and spirit. You've connected with a network of women who had the same desire to make a difference.
Connected
and now
with
it
vision
is physically in my hand. And you just met me today.
Yes, ma'am.
That's powerful.
And also during this journey, I was reaching out to different publishers. And to be honest with you, some publishers, they was blinded by our blindness. And that was unacceptable. So your services was not needed. I needed a publishing company with a vision. And I ended up connecting with a local publishing company. And her name is Anita Dixon, Phoenix House Publishing. And that sister, she's a sister with a vision. And we was able to make history because I believe we are the first book anthology of blind women of color sharing our truth. So we are some history makers.
Yes! Yes! Part of my soul tribe. That's how I wake up every morning, man. What can I do to make a difference? I love that. And I also love people who are spiritually connected and understand that you were born with a gift and a mission and a purpose. And it's up to all of us to get quiet enough, connected enough to find out what that is. Find out what that is.
That is so true.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So how about the co-authors? We have Daria on the line. We have Kamille and Cheryl. I'd love to hear from you guys. So what was it like to write your piece for the book?
This is Kamille. And for me, my chapter is entitled A Mother's Love. And when Jeanetta first asked me to be a part of it, unfortunately, I was not able to. My mother was really going through, she was battling cancer at the time, and she was close to, her journey coming to an end. So I had to decline at the moment. But I know, it's not always a no, it's a not right now. Yeah. So she did transition. And, I went through my grieving process, but Jeanetta came back to me. She circled back and was like, Kamille, I really want you to be a part of this book. And I'm like, Jeanetta, girl, don't you have the publishing date? Like, ain't that coming up on Wednesday? She said, I am the visionary of this book. I will wait for you. And she waited for me. And I appreciate her for that. But it speaks to the fact that I was able to write my chapter It was about my mother, and, you know, I'm blind from birth. So it was about her giving me that foundation. It's about her pouring into me, giving me the confidence. She was learning as she went, but I never knew it because she made it look so easy. And she encouraged me and challenged me and pushed me to go after my gifts and live my truth, and to know that not only is my Black beautiful, my blind is also beautiful. So my chapter talks about that. It also talks about the trials and tribulations I went through, because even though my mother was pouring her love into me, if you don't see the gifts that are in yourself, it really doesn't matter. So I had to go through my own journey of self-love, self-acceptance, losing my voice, both figuratively losing my voice as a singer, as a speaker, and finding it again. So it was her love, though, that pushed me through that journey, that helped me find myself and my voice. And she was always there rooting me on. She actually, you know, was there with me as I wrote this book, because she still lives with me in my heart and in my spirit. So that's what motivated me to write.
Oh, that resonates. That is so beautiful. Yet another woman answering the call. Wow. And such difficult circumstances. Powerful, very powerful, Kamille. How about you, Cheryl and Daria? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Daria or Daria?
It's Daria.
Daria, okay. I get, you know, my name is Felèsha. People who've known me all my life have called me Felèsha and have been committed to calling me Felèsha. And I've been committed to allowing them because I got tired of correcting people.
That's me too.
So that's why I'm like, and you know, and it took like 50 years. I'm over 50. So it took me 50 years to say, you know what? My name is Felèsha. And now people are looking at me like, yeah, whatever. You changed it. You know, it was always that. I just got tired of correcting you. So Daria, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So hello, how are you? And tell us your story.
Hey, I'm doing good. I got a new nickname, aka Kool-Aid, courtesy of
Kool-Aid?
Jeanetta.
Okay.
Well, doctors spoke death over me due to my natural circumstances. I was born 1 pound 7 ounces in 1989, 2 days before Labor Day, May the 27th. But because of my family believing in God, they prayed for me and just interceded. And so what was happening in the natural was different from what was happening in the supernatural. Doctors may say I'm gonna die, but what does God say? I'm gonna live, and that's why I'm here today to tell my story of dealing with various losses and insecurities, like feeling like, why am I in grad school? I'm the only blind MSW in here. Why am I in here? I don't belong here. And then having to combat that with going to the word, and then losing my brother and other losses, and having to just go back to God and be like, look, you can believe all these things that the devil say, or you can start believing what I say.
Yes. Wow. What a testimony. What a testimony. So tell us about what you wrote in the book and why.
I actually had to go to God and ask what should be put in the chapter, because it wasn't a hard decision to say yes to it, because I like to be a part of things that do make a difference in people's lives and can bring encouragement or whatever good that people can get from it. But it was like, what should I put down? And I just started free writing and picking things from that and just letting God guide me in that process, and then talking with Jeanetta and other writers and getting encouragement from them. You're like, yes, you can do this. You have what it takes.
See, that's why people need community, because things that's buried deep down inside of us, you know, that thing that shocks you once it's done. You're like, was that me? Did I really do that?
Yeah, right.
Sometimes you need a community.
We're public authors. I can't believe it.
That is huge. That's huge. Oh my gosh, that's huge. And you'll be celebrating yourself for a long time, because just like, doctors get a chance to put the DR in front of their name. You get a chance to put author in front of yours or behind it, wherever you want it to be, but it's always there for you. I love that. Tell us about your story.
Well, my story, I would say, is about proving to the world that I could actually do this, because all my life I've had to prove something to somebody. Like I've had to prove how smart I was, I had to prove how capable I was. And sometimes that can weigh heavy on you, like, wow, no one believes I can do this. So I had to go to the person that believed I could do this, like my family, my friends, and God, like believing that I could make it through grad school and that I deserved to be there. Because there's a lot of people that will make you feel like you don't deserve to be in a certain space. And if you listen to these people, you'll start to believe that lie. So it's like, how do you go from believing the lies that your mind will tell you, the lies that the naysayers will tell you, and when will you start believing the truth about you from God, from people that truly love and care about you, and basically getting other people who may not even know you at all to do the same thing? Stop believing the lies that society tell you and believe the truth about yourself.
Girl, that needs to be a t-shirt. Needs to be a t-shirt. I'm telling you, I would wear it. I would definitely wear it. So tell us, in the book, what did you write about and why?
What did I write about and why? I wrote about having to trust the Lord and lean not to your own understanding, because that was the inspiration behind the whole chapter. And I did that because there was times when I didn't trust him and I didn't lean on his understanding, but I led on my own, and how that wasn't working for me. And I wanted to tell people that they can lean on God's understanding and get encouragement, get direction. Um, I wrote about loss because a lot of people have gone through loss of different things and wondering how they're going to make it through, like going through things back to back to back to back, and wondering how they're actually going to bounce back from it. Because at the time you feel like you can't. This is happening. And once you start to adjust to the fact that this happened, then something else happened. You got to go through the same thing again. But the strategy of how you deal with it and come out on the other side to tell people about it has to be different each time. Like you can't do the same stuff and say, oh, I'm going to get through this when you thought, oh, I'll never get through that. So it's time to regroup. And you don't have to do it by yourself. Sometimes it takes family members. Sometimes it takes people that know you, and they can help you do that. They can help you say, look at this a different way. Look at the stuff that you've come out through already, and rely on that to push you through.
Honey, have you been in my life for the last 10 years? That sounds like my testimony. I'll tell you, when stuff hits you and it keeps hitting you, and then as soon as you get on your feet, it hits you again, and you're like, wait, didn't I just go through this? And then you get an uppercut, and then you get a drop kick, and what? Can you pick on somebody else?
Right.
And after a while, yes, and after a while you start, like you said, the human understanding is limited. You start second guessing yourself, and confidence goes, and folks who do know you're looking at you like, well, what's wrong with you? Can't you just bounce back like you always have? And like a sister Tide, okay? Sister Tide right
Sister
here.
Tide, I love that.
I have no more bounce. I need some bounce. You got some bounce? So yeah, these are so powerful. Cheryl, how about you?
Yes, hi. My chapter is called The Unseen Reality, and it's about resilience and survival, and also transitioning, because I'm one of the co-authors who was not born blind, but lost my sight in an instant. later in life. So having to change everything, you know, because as I'm sure you know, in life, we have our plan of what we think is going to happen and how we think we're going to go about things. But sometimes we forget that God has a master plan, and his plan and my plan did not line up. But it was okay. He let me do some things, and then he said, okay, now we're going to shift gears, and we're going to go into what I have in store for you. So when Jeanetta reached out to me about the book, The Right to Heal, I was very excited because I got the vision. You know, we had a conversation and I got it. And it was very exciting, very exciting. And I felt in my spirit that this was going to be huge. Didn't know how it was going to become huge, but I just felt deep within, this is going to be huge. It's going to change lives. And it's something that we need to do. And you know, I got on board.
Wow. These are incredibly powerful stories. Oh, I love it. And I am so honored to have an opportunity to use our platform to get the word out. And I really hope that people will take the time not only to watch this interview in its entirety, but go ahead and purchase the book on Amazon and, you know, support Black authors. People, it's hard out here. Support Black authors. Would you guys agree that as hard as it is to write something of quality, the job has only begun, because now you've got to get the word out and you actually have to sell some books and you actually have to get it in front of the people who need it?
You know, I will say, and I do agree that, you know, writing the book or writing the chapter, that was challenging. But you're right, like getting it out here into the right hands and getting the people to actually purchase it, it is also a whole different area, a whole different ball game. But I'm a firm believer in building relationships. It's all about building a rapport with people, connecting with people, building the right relationships and partnerships, collaborations with people who believe in the vision and who believe in your mission, as well as you believing in theirs. Because for us, it's about reciprocation. We're not just here with a handout saying, oh, please, please, please buy our book. We are also about adding value to whatever platform that we're on as well, providing an audience to you as well. So for us, we come about it through the lens of partnership and collaboration as well. So I believe that if you have great relationships as well as a good rapport, it's challenging, but it won't be as challenging because you have people who are walking hand in hand with
you. What?
Yes.
Man.
And with that being said, I'm going to add on to that. Our first book signing journey will happen in Washington, D.C., September 24th at Bus Boys and Poets. And on September 22nd, I will be the featured poet at Bus Boys and Poets. And I also went live with Bus Boys and Poets during the pandemic. So when we talk about building relationships, that's what we do. So when opportunity presents itself, it's a win-win situation, you know, so I am grateful. We're also going to do an author talk at the MLK Library out there in DC as well. So I'm looking forward to taking this journey with my blind sisters all over this world. I believe that and I receive that. And I look forward to the relationships that we're going to build throughout this journey, because every month I believe we're going to be in a different city, living our best life out of sight, and sharing with the world that they too have the right to heal. You know, however healing look for you. I remember when I started losing sight, I used to pray for my sight back every day. Like, Lord, like my world would just be perfect if you would just give me back my sight. And I was struggling with depression. I was struggling with suicidal thoughts. I was struggling, but then when I began to pray and ask God to heal me how he see fit, then I was able to rise and I was able to walk into my purpose. And, you know, and I'll tell you this, 5 years ago, When I'm out here living my best life out of sight, I receive a special contact for my right eye. And I was able to see 20/40, and I hadn't seen my face in over 15 years. And I was able to renew my license. But I tell people, we can't wait around for our healing like we want. We have to get up. I began to live my life as a blind woman and tap into my community resources. I went back to school, received my bachelor's, my master's. I also work as the out of sight mortgage loan lady now, because now I'm doing it unafraid. I'm doing it blind, and that's walking by faith.
Oh, I feel so blessed to
And
be in your energy.
Felèsha, to piggyback on what Jeanetta just said, a lot of times it is about the transition. It is about the mindset. And whether it's blindness, another disability, or any challenge in life, it's how you look at it. Because if you're not able to see beyond your current circumstances, then a lot of times you'll get stuck in what's going on in the physical right then and there. And you have to be able to say, okay, this is what's happening now, but I see myself, and then whatever that vision is for you. Because blindness is a physical thing for some, but for others, it's a mental thing. And there are many people who are blinded in life and can't see beyond where they are, and they are stuck where they are. And this is about a journey. It just happens to be about us, but it's more than us. It's our story, but our stories are for other people. We're here to serve other people. And that's what it's about.
And also, and I was in the name of my chapter is Beautifully Healed, because like Daria was mentioned sometimes, and also Kamille, but sometimes we tell ourselves these things, like that negative self-talk. I didn't learn insecurities until I started losing sight. I had a brain aneurysm at 21, but I would say losing sight like to tuck me out. But the brain aneurysm was the one that almost took me out of here, but it was the mindset, because I act as if I was not a part of the living. I stayed in a bed of depression for about 4 years because I told myself my life was over. Mm-hmm. And I tell people, I learned insecurities. And anything that you learn, you can unlearn. And that's what happened for me.
You guys have just blown me away. I knew that I was headed toward a very fulfilling interview, and one that I could post and get people to learn about. But just the connection, the energy, the passion, I am just so blessed to be in your presence. I wrote a book called Brave Leap to Freedom, Integrating Mind, Body, Spirit to Cultivate Healthy Relationships. And everything that you guys are talking about with regard to losing something, in that case, it was a relationship, or, losing a home, or losing who you felt you were in a job as that title, whatever that title is. Having children and making a decision whether to have children or to, be a career person, and feeling like you don't have a choice, because your career demands it. So you're going to have to forego the relationship or the family. It's just stuff, just life, life's decisions. And I learned that you can absolutely get in your own way through the way that you're thinking at the moment. Yeah. But not only that, through the way you grew up, and you're not even realizing that that's taking an impact on your life and your decisions today. But the environment that you grew up in, if it's toxic, or the workspace that you are in, if it's toxic, or the relationship that you're in, if it's toxic, or if you've just a sponge of toxicity
Mm.
You have to unlearn all of that in order to live a
You're right.
quality life.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely do. And Felèsha, let me say that we are a group of women who are breaking the societal myths of blindness and who a blind person is.
Yes.
Because we're not the ones who sit in a chair in a corner and do nothing. We are not the ones who sit by a window looking out the window but can't see out. That is not who we are. We are women out here who are making headway in the world, who are making changes. And there are people in our community overall who are corporate executives running businesses, traveling around the world. We are out here doing things, but it's just not spoken of and people don't see it because people tend to, pun intended, turn a blind eye when they see someone with the internationally recognized white cane coming down the street or with the guide dog coming down the street. But you know what? We're going to part those waters. We're going to blow away those myths. And we're going to let you know that we are a group of people to be reckoned with. We love ourselves. We love life. And it's about the energy that we bring to others because we want people to know that life is not over. Like Jeanetta, I was depressed. I didn't want to get out of bed, but I had a family, young children to raise. I had to be present in life. I could not give up. I'm not a quitter. And believe it or not, I'm living my happiest, best life now with sight loss than without.
Yes. We got that magic, girl. And I want to bless you because I do have my own company called Blind Girl Magic. It's a motivational company. I design motivational gear. And my upcoming merch, I want to bless you with. If I could get an address, it's called Blind, Bougie, and Beautiful. And all my gear incorporate the white cane. The white cane is symbolic for blindness, also independence. So in all my gear, and I tell people, you don't have to be blind to rock Blind Girl Magic gear because it's a movement. It's about spreading awareness. My mother, sister, nieces, my nephew, I finally did a unisex because everybody was on me, right? But I was telling Blind Girl Magic, I remember when you couldn't say Jeanetta and blind in the same breath, I cut you, right? I didn't want to be identified as a blind woman. But now I own a company, Blind Girl Magic, but it's the vision for me. And I love that I can go out in the community and people is rocking Blind Girl Magic gear. It's no longer the elephant in the room. Like you could say, don't say the blind word. Why not? I'm blind, bougie, and beautiful. Say all of them.
Girl, I'm here for that. I am here for that.
Yes. So it's a movement. And when women, when they share their testimonies, when they rock in my gear, how they say they feel magical. And I'll be like, girl, I got it. You got it. We got that magic, you know? And so I love it. And I just thank God for the vision. And I just thank God, I always say, for the visionaries that's a part of this anthology that said, yes, let's do this. I mean, each one of these ladies that I picked to be in this anthology, you know, they didn't even hesitate. And like Kamille said, she was going through something, but it was another person in that place, but they was just holding space. I didn't know, but God knew. And when it came back around, I never really pulled my I am the visionary hat, but I say, Kamille, we're not gonna publish this thing without you running back. Girl, I want you in this book, sis. And I was blessed to meet Kamille's mom through Zoom. We put on an event and I said, Kamille, you think your mom would like to speak? It was a Mother's Day event. And she was like, oh, she might, you know, she's pretty weak right now, but baby, when that sister got on that Zoom, nobody knew she was weak. All we heard was strength. And I just fell in love. And I feel like I am so blessed that I was able to experience the love of Kamille's mother. And I'm honored that Kamille, you know, is a part of this anthology. And she was able to express that love for her mother, because my mother as well is still here, you know. But I know about that mother's love because even when I was giving up, my mama, she was not having it. That little sister there, baby, she was like, no, failure is not an option. Get up.
Yes,
And I was like,
Yeah.
I thought my mom was, was the devil one time. Cause I was like, you don't understand. I'm losing my sight.
Yes.
And she told me, she said, look, the Lord delivered you from a brain aneurysm and you worried about some old eyes. I did not get it then, but I receive it now.
This conversation is a testament to this work that you guys have created is absolutely appropriate and a blessing to anyone who is willing to see their lives from a different perspective in order to save their lives. And we spend more time in our adulthood being stubborn and relentless in the way that we think it's supposed to be, that when you finally surrender in a way of strength and knowing and faith, that's when it opens up. But we're limited when we are fearful, angry, resentful, depressed, no passion, right? No passion for life. That's when we're limited. And I honestly believe that there is no human being on this earth who does not go through some level of what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely.
So you guys are absolute blessing. I want to thank you so much. Jeanetta, just really quickly, as a person who has taken leadership for a project, I resonate with you so much with regard to how you put this book together and making choices as to who you wanted to be a part of it. It was very much the same way with Black Women in Radio, the historical collection that I've been blessed to partner with the Library of Congress to pull women into a platform that historically was not open for us. And there are some people who I've circled back a few times, feel like that little bird in the sky, just circle back, like, okay, I know you're busy, I know you're working with some things, but you need to be in here, sister. And a couple of people have told me no, and I'm like, that means later on I will
circle back with you.
Because I just, like I said, God will put the people in your heart that you need to talk to. And you have to do that. At least for me, I can't sleep. I'm gonna wrestle. I'm a wrestle. I mean, you don't want me to do that because A, B, C, D. I'm like, But in the meantime, you're not gonna rest until you do. So that's the relationship me and God has. And so there are certain people in there that, I'm like Kamille, I was like, I understand that you got stuff going on and it's heavy and maybe you don't see it for yourself, but you in there.
Get in there.
You in there. You might not see it now, but you totally in there. So I resonate with you and taking that leadership, Jeanetta. And you guys, just thank you so much for taking an opportunity to talk to me so that I can pay it forward and get it on all of the platforms I can find with Black Women in Radio.
And Felèsha, I have to say before you go, thank you for having us. And thank you for paving the way for Black women in radio and giving them a voice where they felt like they were probably voiceless. And you took that charge, you took on the mantle and said, let me provide a space for Black women to shine. And I'm sure I want to go ahead and give you your flowers. I'm sure people already are, but I want to go ahead and give you those flowers because that's really, really, really important. And hopefully we will have a chance to partner with Black Women in Radio as well. Because I heard you do luncheons and events and such. We would love to partner with you.
Absolutely. Well, I did extend that to you. I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago when you were on the State of Black Women in Radio Clubhouse. And yes, and you met Keisha Monk.
Yes, ma'am.
And Keisha was on the platform and she spoke so highly of you. And I made a commitment that day that I would endorse wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I would endorse it. Needless to say, we connect a year later and I'm like, you a whole offer?
So we're receiving your endorsement. We're going to receive it.
Absolutely.
But I just want to say you truly a visionary.
Yes, ma'am.
And we love you and appreciate you and respect how you reach back, you know, and give us a platform and opportunities to be able to collaborate with you. That is priceless. That touches my heart and my soul. And I just want to say thank you, because what you're doing with Black Women in Radio is what we're doing when it comes to blindness. And how because a lot of people, we gotta say, especially Black blind women, you know, that's my passion. That is my passion. That's my love. And my blind girl magic is a reflection of that. Unapologetically, we walk with that white cane extended and that hair big as Shaka Khan over here, unapologetically.
Yes,
we're tapping into our vision, and you are a part of our journey. And thank you so much. And many blessings and congratulations on all that you're doing. And we just love you on purpose. And I'm done speaking. Thank you.
My sister.
Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you so much. I received that and I see so much of me in each and every one of you. And I am honored to have an opportunity to listen to the call of God to interview you and do what I can with the resources that I have. And you know, there's something really interesting. I don't know if you guys go through this. I'm thinking you probably do. That you look around at your resources and you're like, well, I don't have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. But the interesting thing is that you have exactly what you need right now to make a difference.
It's true. It's true.
Right now. So thank you guys so much. I am going to produce this and make it look wonderful. Provide you with copies. You can do whatever you want to do with it. I will post it. I will encourage Black Women in Radio on the platform to interview you guys. And I am looking forward to looking up one day and you're on NBC or NBC News, ABC, somebody CC.
Receive it.
We receive it.
Right?
That's all right. That's the hey. All you gotta do is show up. That's what I heard. Just show up, right?
That's it.
You get
showing up. That's it.
Yes.
Thank you for your platform. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys, and good luck to you. Not good luck. Many blessings, many more to come. And I look forward to talking to you guys real soon. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
You too.
You do the same.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Felèsha.
Bye-bye.